Hi everyone and welcome back to episode 4 in this Greek island series from onboard Rhapsody of the Seas. If you've just found my channel for the first time today, then let me show you what we've covered in our last 3 episodes. Up first, I set sail on this cruise from Haifa in Israel, which was a very different embarkation port, before setting sail on a 7-night cruise around the Greek islands. Up first was here, Limassol in Cyprus, where I checked out some pretty big money down at the marina before heading up to explore the old town. After looking at the ruins, I then made my way across to the boardwalk, which was absolutely stunning. Look at this colour of water. After that, I headed back for one of many bad ice creams on this cruise, but we won't talk about that right now, before witnessing one of the most stunning sailaways I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, that was day 2. On to day 3, which was when we woke up in Rhodes, which is an amazing walled historic city. The ruins here are absolutely amazing. They even have windmills that have been fully restored. After checking out some of the local culture, I headed down to the marina, and before I knew it, I was on a boat sipping beer. Unbelievable. Today in this episode, I am showing you somewhere that my dreams have been made of for the last few years, and that is Santorini. So without further ado, I'll see all of you on board the ship for what should be a pretty amazing day. Good morning, and today is what I think is going to be the highlight of my Greek island cruise, and I cannot wait. Now, for anyone that has just found my channel, then I'm Fraser, and yeah, this week I'm on board Rhapsody of the Seas, which is one of the oldest cruise ships from Royal Caribbean. So in terms of where this ship sits on the fleet, this is actually the second oldest ship and was launched back in 1997. So yeah, this is a ship that's almost as old as me. So yeah, it's been a very interesting week so far, and today I cannot wait because we're in Santorini, and Santorini for me has been somewhere that I've seen on Google, on postcards. I've seen it all over people's Instagrams and Facebooks, and I can't believe that I'm actually here today. So yeah, in terms of how today's working, because I'm quite keen to not sit here for ages in the room because I want us to go out and actually explore. Today's a tender port, which when you cruise you can have 2 different types of port. Number 1 is what I would call a dock port or a docking port, and that basically means that, like we were yesterday, if you followed my episode, the ship goes alongside the dock and they drop the gangway, and then all the passengers walk down the gangway and they're on the land. Now, number 2 is a tender port. Now, that's what we are today, and basically a tender port will be used for a number of different reasons. So today we're using it because Santorini as a place doesn't have a dock. So what is going to happen is that we will be offloaded into smaller boats, which sometimes can be the lifeboats of your ship, so I'm intrigued to see what we end up in. Those smaller boats will then take you from the ship all the way over to the shore. So yeah, bit of a logistical nightmare if you ask me, but I mean, there's a number of reasons why you have to do that. So we said there, this island doesn't have a dock that suits cruise ships. Other reasons could be, like if you go to an island in the Caribbean, or maybe even off the coast of Australia or wherever, and it's got coral underneath. Now, coral and cruise ships don't tend to mix very well. So for that reason, cruise ships stay out and they anchor where it's safe to do so. And then the smaller boats will come out and they'll take all the passengers ashore. Let's talk about the tendering process, because yeah, that explains why I'm up, why I'm sprightly, why I'm ready to leave the ship at 8:30. So last night we got this leaflet through, and this basically walks you through the process for how to get off the ship today, because it's not as easy as you just go to the gangway and walk off, because there isn't a gangway. So what you've got to do today is go down from 8 AM to collect a sticker. That sticker then goes on to you, and that then shows which boat you'll then get into to go ashore, or what time frame you're allowed to use to go ashore. Now, what that means for me is that I have got number 8, which you might or might not be able to see. the joys of having the camera so far away. So yeah, I am number 8, which that sticker needs to go on here. Now what that means is that I'm not boat number 8, it just means that I can't go any earlier than boat number 8. So I'm not sure what number we're starting on, but I was down there at 7:45, so I'm hoping that I should be relatively near the start. But what they'll be doing is tannoy announcements to basically tell you when your boat's ready. So yeah, back to this little leaflet. Now basically you just had to go down to one of the bars down on deck 4, join a line at 8 o'clock this morning, and then when you got to the front they would then give you a tender boat sticker that will then get you onto the boat. Now the nice thing about that is that because they're doing the tannoy announcements to get everyone off when the time's right, the process doesn't begin until 9 AM, so we've got 30 minutes now for me to come and catch up with you guys, for me to also jump up to the buffet and get some breakfast, and yeah, coffee number 1 of the day, because that's definitely going to be needed. But anyway, look, enough about the plan for today, because I cannot wait to get off of this ship. So I don't really have a strict agenda today. I am just planning to get off, wander around Santorini. I want to get up to the top of the hill to, I think it's a totally separate village actually, but I want to get to the top of the hill to see that like real statement view, I guess, looking out the bay, looking at the cruise ships. I haven't seen outside yet, so what we're going to do first is we're going to leave this cabin, go for breakfast, and on the way, let me show you the views outside the ship, because I hope and I think they're going to be absolutely beautiful this morning. So yeah, look, let's head ashore and show you what's hopefully going to be my cruise highlight for the Greek islands, and that is Santorini. Right, I can only wish I was recording as I came outside there, because yeah, this is one of those ports that you come outside and you just kind of go and it completely takes your breath away. Now, we actually can't see the town right now. I think it's round that corner there, but we're docked beside MSC Musica and also Virgin's brand new ship, Resilient Lady, which I don't think you'll be able to see from this angle, but she's just kind of tucked in directly behind Musica, so hopefully we get a really good view as we head in the tender and over onto the island. So yeah, honestly, I didn't expect it to be so dramatic here. It's one of those, this is one of those really weird places where if you've done Alaska or if you've done Norway, then hopefully you'll know what I mean by this. But you know when you arrive at some of those ports and there's just mountains all around, and when you look at it you get a little bit emotional for, like, you're obviously not upset, but you're just looking at something that is just absolutely incredible. Like, before I walk over here, let me just point out, if you look at the top of these hills here, yeah, the top of that hill there, people are living up there and they've built these houses. There's a tiny little village with a track that takes you all the way to the top. It is remarkable. I haven't actually seen over here yet, but I'd imagine it's just going to be the same. In fact, this side isn't as dramatic, so I mean, it's still beautiful nonetheless, isn't it? But you've got kind of more towns, villages, more hills all the way up the coastline here, and then whatever that is up there, actually, all the way to the front of the ship, over my shoulder here, that seems like quite a big built up area, so I'm going to Google map that and see what that is. But yeah, in case you can't already tell, I'm not even off the ship and I'm already very, very impressed. So I'm hoping that today is going to be everything that I have hyped it up for the last couple of months when I've been planning this cruise. So yeah, look, let's get off the ship. I actually can't believe I'm saying that. Let's get off the ship and explore Santorini. Okay, enough views of Santorini for now because we have plenty more of that to look forward to today. Let me show you breakfast. In my last couple of episodes, I've showed you what I've eaten at the Windjammer buffet, but I haven't actually shown you what this area looks like. If you're planning a Royal Caribbean cruise, it's probably worth taking a look at the breakfast offering here because I was pretty impressed at what was in here for a smaller ship. You can see that as we walk round, first up you've got your eggs, you've got your sausages, you've basically got your fully cooked breakfast offer here, followed by a carvery, and then when you continue to work your way around here, you've got more of the same. There are so many serving stations in here, and the food was always plentiful. It is worth noting that I went up here for a look round while it was open, so I didn't get in early, which is why it definitely looks as though people have been at it. It doesn't look picture perfect. This is a counter which I particularly enjoyed, which was cheeses and cold cuts, and this is also where you can pick up bagels and cream cheese, which is what I had for breakfast, along with some morning pastries, and you guessed it, a view. Anyway, I'll see you downstairs. Right, breakfast is now done. I feel like I've had a relatively healthy breakfast minus those pastries, so hopefully that is going to stand me in good stead for a day of walking today. But do you know, I'm now down in like the main atrium section of the ship because one thing that you have to be aware of and you have to be quite careful of is that when they do the announcements to confirm which tender boat is now being loaded, they don't actually do that in places like the restaurant or the Windjammer buffet. They also don't do it through to the cabins, so you just have to be really clear what public areas will actually have those announcements. I think it's a great thing that they're not broadcasting through to cabins because there might be people that want to go off later today, there might be people that don't want to go off today, and yeah, putting myself in that position, that would be so annoying if you got woke up every 20 minutes as we're loading another boat. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the announcement for boat number 8 to be ready. It's currently 9:30, so time is marching on, and what worries me about going into Santorini is the level of crowds that are going to be in there, especially with 2 other ships that have also been ploughing people across, 200 at a time or however many go in a tender. I think that is maybe the announcement that we're all looking for. Okay, great, if you guys heard that, boats 12 and 13 are being loaded, so I have obviously been in my own wee world for far too long today and I am 4 boats late, so on that note, let's get downstairs now. It's maybe worth adding that boat number 8 means that I can go any time from boat number 8. I can't go earlier, but I can go later, so don't worry, we're not about to jump the line. So yeah, this is it. Let's head off, try my first ever European tender and get onto the island. So now off the tender, which means you don't need your sticker anymore. You only need that when you go ashore, but you don't need it to go back. Now, do you remember on the ship when I said, oh, there's a path that goes all the way, all the way to the top? Well, guess where we are going, which I didn't realise at all. So let me sit down here. I perhaps quite naively thought that when we docked this morning, we would see that really picture postcard perfect part of the town or part of the island that's got all those blue domes in it. Turns out that's about a 4 mile, I think, walk away from here. So we've docked at a part of the island called Fira, Thira, I think it is, which is kind of just further down the island from OIA is the spelling of it. Is it Oya? Would that be how you pronounce it? Not entirely sure. But yeah, the plan now has changed from let's just go for a wander to actually let's walk from this town all the way up to there and back. Now apparently, don't worry, I have googled this and it is a perfectly normal thing to do. It's actually one of the top attractions here where you walk, I think you walk all the way to the top here and then you follow along the coast, along the top of these cliffs, through all the little towns and villages as you go. You then finish at, let's say Oya, until I learn differently, let's go with that. So until you get to that part of the island at the very top. And that is where, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get our postcard photo, hopefully. But I'll tell you one thing, I have never trekked 4 miles in each direction in order to get a picture of a blue dome. So this, judging by the height of these cliffs, this better be worth it. Let me just spin around and give you a bit of a feel for where we are. So the ships at the moment are right there. So you've got Rhapsody, you've then got the other two over there. And then if I spin around the other way, you will see what we are about to tackle. So yeah, we are going up to there. So yeah, I will sign off now, join the crowds of tourists, and yeah, I will see you as we head along. I know what you're thinking. That port area looks lovely and quiet, and surely the main way to get to the top of that hill isn't to walk. Well, let me show you where everybody else was. This is the queue for the cable car station that takes you from the cruise port up to the town at the top of the hill. I predict this would have taken hours, which therefore meant I was sticking to my previous plan of getting my shoes on and going for a hike. Now, just before you begin walking up, you enter this tunnel here, and that's where you'll find a huge amount of souvenirs. So if you want towels, if you want rocks, if you want magnets, whatever you want, you can get it here. Now, let's begin walking up the hill, and I do need to pause for a moment to just talk to you about one of the methods of getting up the hill. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Santorini donkeys. I have never felt more sad and more upset at seeing an, shall we call it, an attraction at a cruise port before. I could not believe that in the baking sunshine people found it appropriate to pay very little money, to be honest, to sit on one of these poor animals' backs and go up the hill. I've genuinely never seen such, what I would say, animal cruelty at a cruise port before. And if you're watching this video considering cruising to Santorini, please, please, please seek an alternative way of getting up the hill, because what I witnessed going up here, I will never forget. So probably now about halfway up the hill, and you can see behind at the moment we've actually gained a heck of a lot of height, which yeah, I can look at it from this angle, but if I turn round I would definitely get kind of weak legs looking over there. Now, one thing that I wasn't sure before I came here if I would speak about this, because I thought I'll wait until I see it so I can actually see for myself before I, start voicing an opinion that I don't necessarily have. Do you know what I'm really, really shocked at here? The fact that people find it acceptable to ride donkeys up these hills. So this is it's hot. Fine, there's a breeze, but it's hot. These animals, look at the quantity of them. These animals are heaving it. They're heaving all these people up the hill. They're getting smacked with rods, and there's one right there. So he follows them and hits them with those sticks if they stop moving. They obviously stop because they're boiling, and Yeah, it costs €10 to go up on a donkey. I haven't seen anyone coming back down on one yet. They seem to be like kind of free running back down. But yeah, I mean, regardless of, I can't comment on how they're treated at night. They might go back to the most beautiful donkey sanctuary surrounded by lush green hills. They might, but yeah, I don't have the highest hopes for that, to be honest. But regardless of where they go back to at night, I just can't believe that, yeah, people are paying to experience that during the day. But hey, animal rant over. Let's continue climbing, and I will see all of you up at the top. Yeah, I am now at the top, and it's honestly like looking at, it actually is like a postcard. It's so strange. It doesn't look real. It's very similar to, so it's a very different thing, but it's a similar feeling to when I saw the Grand Canyon for the first time, where it feels like you're looking at a picture. You just want to reach out and touch it to prove that it's real. But this place is absolutely stunning. So yeah, anyway, do you want to laugh? So I got to the top, and there's this bus of people who were obviously out for a photo stop at the top of the hill. And the guide was talking, and he said, oh, by the way, so the place we're going is called Iya rather than Oya, I think I was saying earlier. So he said, oh, if you want to go to Iya, then it's only a 4-hour walk. And everyone's laughing. Everyone's laughing because they've got the comfort of a bus on an excursion. However, we're walking, so yeah, that 4 hour each way. Google says 3.5, so hopefully it won't be too bad. But when I googled it again just to make sure, because that 4 hours spooked me a little bit. Apparently, this is one of the most spectacular short hikes that you can do in the entire world. So yeah, I have got very high hopes. I've also got very high levels of sunscreen on, and also very high levels of water in my backpack at the moment, because yeah, I think it's going to be warm throughout the day, and it's only 11 AM, so things are only going to continue to get even hotter. So yeah, anyway, 3.5 hours each way. All aboard tonight is 9 PM I think, but the final tender leaves at 8:15. I'm not sure how that works, if the last tender leaves at 8:15, but all aboard isn't for 45 minutes more. That must be, I don't know, if you can take another boat, not sure. So anyway, we have got loads and loads of time to fit this in. So we're going to start walking and hopefully see you as we go. Right, we're in the first little village on our walk along. This is Fira, I think it's called. But the most important thing, I have found my first blue dome of the day. However, it's not the blue domes that we're looking for, because they are still approximately 3 and a bit hours away. So this little village is only 0.4 of a mile out of Fira, which is where we started. So apparently the walk should be along like the top of the cliff. But as you can see at the moment, I'm still on the main road. So I couldn't find the signpost for how to get onto it when I was back in that other village. So what I've done is I've jumped back on Google, found what looks like a brilliant website with a full map of the route on it. Now, it's called out a cafe on here, which I can't remember the name of it, but it started with a G. Now, I'm basically, don't worry, that's not me getting tooted at, but yeah, I'm basically going to walk to that cafe, and from there, I'm hoping that'll be me on the more scenic road, because while this road would absolutely get me there, as you can see, there isn't like there's not much of a pavement, and where there is a pavement, everyone's parked on it anyway, so it's not the most enjoyable of walks. So yeah, let's cut into the town, try and find that cafe, and hopefully from there we'll be on the right track.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
Okay guys, we're now at the highest point of today's hike, which is 350 metres above ground, which, do you know what, is great to read because we have actually manually climbed that. So if I spin round, you can see the kind of elevation that we're at the moment, which, yeah, hopefully we're not going to have to go down there, because if you go down, you've got to come back up. So yeah, hopefully that's not the case. Now, the great thing about this walk is that hopefully you're seeing as we go along. Up until now, we've just been going through all the just beautiful little villages and towns along the side of all these like really exclusive hotels and resorts and stuff, and it's so busy in parts, but then you get to like where I am now, and as I've fallen and break my leg, that'd be great. You get to where I am now and it's just so lovely and quiet. So yeah, I think we're still a good probably 2 hours away from here, but if the whole walk is like this, this is going to be absolutely brilliant. So yeah.
It was the best we ever had. And we'll stay young forever. We'll never have regrets. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky.
Right, don't get too excited, but the end is now in sight. So I'm now at the halfway point, which means we've got probably just under 2 hours left to go. And you can see that the terrain has totally changed. So it's now changed from a lovely meander through all the little towns and villages to, well, I guess probably more of like a hiking type environment, eh? So where we are going is, if you follow me around, now I'm going down this path. We're going to go all the way over, all the way over, all the way over to there, that little white section at the end of, yeah, the peninsula. So I'll flip the camera and give you a better view of that as I pan round. But yeah, what I would say is that, yeah, fine, you could have got off the ship and you could get a taxi to here, you could get a bus to here, you could get, like, I mean, you can rent bikes and quad bikes and all that, but honestly, and I'm not just saying this because I'm currently doing it, genuinely, this is one of the most beautiful things that I have ever done on a cruise. It's, yeah, the only thing that I will say is that you pass a lot of really, like, private, but wait for this, private and exclusive hotels on the way along here, but I don't know if it's just in my personality or not, but I mean, I almost can't stop saying hello to them all when I go by, because the way that they're built, I always thought online, these resorts, you'd be lying in your private terrace by your private pool or in your hot tub looking out at that. But you're not, look, you're on that side. You're on that side looking at me. So yeah, these ones, believe it or not, are actually pretty far back and pretty private. But some of the ones back there, I was literally saying hello and I could almost smell their coffee as they were drinking it. So yeah, if you do come on holiday, oh, there's a lizard. Oh my goodness, there's, oh, right, okay. Let's No, right, hang on, don't get distracted. So yeah, if you are coming here on holiday, just make sure that your hotel's on that side looking over and it doesn't have this busy path in between, because you're going to get people like me coming up and saying hello and asking you how your day is, which you don't want. So anyway, yeah, the end is in sight, and yeah, hopefully within the next 2 hours we'll be over there.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. If all the things you never show, there are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy.
Right, we're now at the part of the walk where I think things maybe start to get quite serious around here. So back there was like a fork in the road that I'll put on the screen now, but that fork in the road, basically on the map that I looked at online that's like a guide for this route, it says there that you could go to the right and it's not a very scenic path, but it's like quite, I don't know what the word was that they used, it was like solid or something. Yeah, it bodes well for it bodes well for going left, doesn't it? Anyway, it said warning, if you choose to go left, there's lots of loose gravel, exposed cliff faces, and just be prepared for, yeah, drops. So, naturally, I hope I don't regret this. Naturally, I've chosen to go left, which, honestly, well, my mum and dad will watch this, and I already know, yeah, they'll probably not be very happy that I've chosen to go left. However, if they're seeing this, then I have lived to tell the tale because I've been able to edit and upload the video. So, the current conditions, it's like this. So there's not a huge amount of loose gravel. It's a fairly solid path. But I'm quite impressed with myself that I'm up here. If we turn around, this is to the back, all the way around, all the way around to, yeah, the path on the other side. So, current time is just gone 2 PM, which if all aboard is about 8:15 is the last tender tonight. Just doing the basic maths, we're probably going to need to get a bit of a hurry. So that's part of the problem with doing this if you are coming on a cruise, that you think you've got a really long day in port, but if it's 2 o'clock, it's 4 hours back. That's already us at 6 o'clock. And I mean, I'm still not really anywhere near where we're going. So I reckon I'm probably about another 90 minutes from where we're meant to be going right now, which actually takes us up to about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So let's get a shimmy on down here. I probably won't check in with you on camera again until we get to Ia. Yeah, maybe to also help you get your bearings actually. This bay that we're in right now, if you go behind that curve there, that's the bay with the cruise ship in it. So yeah, I feel like we've travelled quite far today. It might be a taxi back effort, to be honest, depending on how I feel at the other end, but hopefully I can walk back because I want to be able to carry that trophy and wear that medal. So yeah, I'm going to sign off here because I'm not actually able to look at the camera right now because I'm constantly just making sure that I don't fall to my death. So yeah, I'll see you along at the end of the route in Ia.
If all the things you never show, there are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never
Okay, so I am about 15 minutes away from getting to Ia, and do you know what? I think I need to be honest that this part of the walk has been actually pretty difficult. Yeah, you kind of lose people here. So there's one lady behind me, but other than her, I haven't really seen people for a while now. So yeah, you don't get that constant kind of spur on of, oh, you're nearly there, you're nearly there. But I know factually we're nearly there because I've checked Google Maps. So it should be more or less, well, round the corner in relative terms. But yeah, hopefully you're enjoying this episode. I can't wait to stop in the town and get a Fanta, because I genuinely believe that is the most refreshing drink in the summer. So I'm going to get, hopefully, an ice cold Fanta. And yeah, as I continue walking along to the town, let me tell you a little bit about Patreon. Hi everyone, thank you first of all for being here. I massively appreciate every single person who has either watched a video, liked a video, commented on a video, or subscribed to the channel. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my Patreon site. Now, Patreon is a way that you can support creators that you enjoy their content online, and my channel currently comes with 4 different subscription tiers. The lowest tier is hopefully priced to be less than a cup of coffee from your local coffee shop, and then they work their way up from there. All you have to do, if you do enjoy my content and you'd like to explore your options over on Patreon, is head to the address on your screen now, where you can see all the different benefits available at all of the different tiers.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again.
Okay, I am delighted. As you can see, I had very limited levels of water left at the end of that. So that's 1.5 litres that I've got through today. So out with the old and in with the new. So we have got a full resupply and also a cold bottle of Fanta, which I honestly am delighted with. I also have got a bag of jelly, what would you call these? Jelly bears, do you call them? Those Haribo gummy bears, I think that's the name. Now, overall, that walk today, honestly amazing. One of the best things that I have done in such a long time, and it was free. That cost nothing. Fine thing, it's cost my physical welfare. However, we've still got the return leg to do. So yeah, honestly, if you are thinking of doing something like that when you come here, please, please, please do. It is, honestly, it's amazing. The plan now, so it's 3:30, I have managed to, well, I say I've managed to find a seat in the shade. I'm sitting on the floor against a building at the moment, so this door I'm hoping isn't someone's front door to their house that they're going to come out and ask me to move, but yeah, I'm sitting here for 5 minutes to hopefully rebuild up some energy, and then I think I'm going to try and walk back. So worst case scenario, I get to one of the towns and then jump on a bus or jump in a taxi there, but I would love to be able to say that I walked all the way here and all the way back. So yeah, I probably won't show you as much on the way back, because I think one of the reasons why it's taken so long to get here is because of the fact that I obviously kept stopping so that I could try and take pictures and get some videos and stuff. So it'll probably be quite quiet for me on the way back. But yeah, I'm gonna sign out now, enjoy some gummy bears, some Fanta, down some water, and then get on the road to head back down towards the ship. So I am now back. You can see Rhapsody just behind at the moment, and the whole town is here over the other side. Now, I am obviously still a little bit away from the ship. It'll probably take me, about 20 minutes to walk down to the tender point from here. But yeah, I just thought I'd catch up here because the view is just absolutely phenomenal. Do you know, today has been, or well, today is, because it's not over yet, just a day that is totally, I think I said this yesterday, totally out of a dream, which it feels very out of character for me to say that, but honestly, I feel like today I'm in some kind of book or some kind of movie. It doesn't feel real. None of this feels real. I'm gonna have to sit back tonight and look back at all the photos because it's just everywhere you look, it's just absolutely amazing. But yeah, I'm so excited for Sail Away tonight, and I'll tell you more about that when I get back into the cabin. But yeah, I'm gonna take a wander through the town, hopefully get Fanta round 2 on the way down, and then I'll catch up with you guys properly when we get back onto the ship and into the cabin. Right, where do I even begin on this? So, today, wow, I mean, you could probably tell earlier, today's been amazing. I never thought I would enjoy the Greek islands this much, but this port, genuinely, I think is my favourite port I've ever visited on a cruise. It's just been, everything about it is just so good. You don't feel as though there's any pressure to spend money. You don't feel as though there's people trying to pick things out your pocket. The scenery is absolutely gorgeous. There's so much to do that you could spend a fortune doing it, or you could spend nothing doing it. That day out today cost me 2 bottles of Fanta, a bottle of water, and a packet of Haribos. You actually cannot ask for more than that. There's just so much to do in that island, and yeah, it's really caught me off guard with how stunning it is. Honestly, if you haven't done the Greek islands, then please try and squeeze it in at some point, because yeah, this has blown me away today. I'm a wee bit lost for words, if I'm honest with you. And I've had one of those days today where, you know, when you travel and then throughout the day, everything just seems to hit you and you feel completely overwhelmed, and it's just really strange. When did I last have that? It was probably when we were going through the Suez Canal, and just at that point I thought, whoa, hang on a minute, this is like a real life thing that's happening here. I'm hoping that makes sense, but yeah, throughout today, I kept getting hit with this kind of, oh my goodness, you're actually here. Like, this is actually the middle of the, the Greek islands. So, yeah. Anyway, I promise I'm not going to get emotional on this camera. But tonight, I think that I might be about to tick something off of my bucket list that I didn't even know was on it. This sounds absolutely amazing. Now, sail away tonight is at 9, I think, or 8:45. But they came into the theatre last night and said that we've basically got the sunset sail away slot, which, honestly, I get goosebumps even thinking about it. So that town that we went to earlier, Ia, which is all built on the hill, we should, if timing goes to plan here, we should be sailing underneath that city at sunset, which, honestly, I don't really think, it's like you couldn't make it up. I don't even know what to say. So they've got a Greek party up on the top deck tonight, so I'm going to take you guys up there for a look. That should be a lot of fun, actually. So that is the Greek Sail Away dance party with the activities team, the Greeks party band, and the DJ. So that's on 8 o'clock until 9:15. And then after that, I am going, actually, we're going to need to figure dinner out at some point. So I haven't had anything to eat today. I last ate at breakfast, and other than the bag of Haribos, I haven't actually had anything because I was so panicked about missing the ship. So yeah, maybe during the dance party thing, I'll nip into the buffet and have a course, nip back out, go back in for a course, come back out. So yeah, it's going to be a really casual dinner again tonight. Now, I'll come back and catch up with you guys properly on how tonight goes after the show. The show tonight is going to be, so it's the next production show from the Royal Caribbean, like, professional production team. The one the other night was really good, so I am looking forward to tonight. That's at 10 o'clock. I don't know how good a seat I'll get, though, because there only is one show tonight because of the sail away situation happening. So, yeah, cross everything that I'll be able to show you. But, yeah, I think I'm going to head out the room now and take you with me for what could maybe be the most spectacular sunset / sail away that I have ever seen. So yeah, let's head up to deck number 9. As expected, completely remarkable. I am almost totally lost for words trying to explain to you how I felt on those decks. If I was to say right now that this didn't make me emotional to the point where I may have shed a tear, or maybe 5 tears, then I would be completely lying to you. I was so overwhelmed with just all of the absolute beauty that was around the ship this night. The fact we sailed away during sunset was, I will remember it for the rest of my life. It was unbelievable. One of the things that I love about cruising on this class of cruise ship is that you get full, uninterrupted, 360-degree views of the ocean. And look at this view from the front of the ship. It is just absolutely unbelievable. Now, you remember that downstairs I told you about the Greek party that was happening on deck. Let's go and take a look. In contrast to the very serene, very picture-perfect views all around the ship, look at how busy the top deck is. This was so much fun, and everybody was so bought in to having a fantastic night. This is the only night this happened on this cruise, so if you are planning to cruise the Greek islands and you see that type of event on your itinerary, do not miss out. Make sure you go up and take part. Anyway, it was a really quick dinner for me tonight. I popped in to the Windjammer because it was already pretty late. So in terms of what I grabbed tonight, I went for 2 different meals plus a couple of cakes, I know. So I got salad, some macaroni cheese, I then got some beef, some potato wedges, and some chips and things, and then finished off with 2 cakes before heading down to the show. The show tonight was Piano Man, so I didn't really know what to expect other than the fact it was the Royal Caribbean dancers. I was nervous about it being really busy, but if you remember from my last video, I'm finding the shows particularly quiet on this itinerary, so I'm not sure if that's maybe a different type of passenger that's on this cruise who doesn't tend to go to the shows. Look, let me take you back to the room and wrap up on today. Well, that was quite the night. One thing that I do really enjoy about Royal Caribbean generally is that I find the passengers really commit. Now, it was the same on Symphony, where if there was a theme night on the go, then people would just be really up for it. And that top deck is a prime example. That was so fun. Now, what did I do after? Yeah, dinner I just ate at the buffet, which I find the quality in the buffet on here to be pretty good. I think I'm yet to be persuaded by all the people who are used to Royal, who try companies like MSC and leave hungry or leave unable to find food. I don't see the difference at the moment to be that huge between Royal and MSC, especially in the buffet. I think the dining room, yeah, fine, the dining room Royal nail dinner service, but up in the buffet, like the Windjammer on here is good, but I've seen better on like MSC Virtuosa and things. That might be a really controversial thing to say with some of you guys, but yeah, I guess what I'm doing there is comparing an old Royal ship with a new MSC ship, so maybe that's not fair. Maybe I'll need to go on an older MSC cruise just for, let's say, research purposes. But yeah, after dinner I went down to the show, and the show was good. Again, I'm finding that, like, how do I say it without sounding really unfair? I'm finding that the entertainment on here, in terms of like the production team in the theatre, they're good. Like they're absolutely good, but they're not, like, you know, when you go to a theatre and it's so like you're in it, it's not really delivering that for me. And I've like deliberately sat in the front row both times because that's kind of where I definitely won't fall asleep and where I'll feel the most immersed in the performance. And I think I don't know, it feels a little bit held back in comparison to, I mean, look at what we were seeing on a Symphony a few weeks ago. That was big, bold, brash, in your face, let's go for it, we're a big showcast, boom. And yeah, I think on here, maybe it is that it's I don't know, is it a team that are used to maybe not working together yet, or yeah, I mean, the dancers are they are totally in it. They're totally in sync. They're totally with each other. And actually the singers, the quality of them is there. I just think when you pull it all together, what it's missing, and this isn't a technical term at all, it's missing a bit of oomph and a bit of excitement, I think. That's what I would say. But, I mean, that said, it is a really good show. It is a really good way to spend the night. I just think it's missing a wee something, that's all. Just a little bit. But yeah, look, my plan for tomorrow. So honestly, my body tonight, I am knackered. I would love to take you around the ship and show you more of what's going on because it's early. It's only 11 o'clock at night and I am back in my cabin ready to go to sleep. So as you can see here, I've definitely like seen the sun today. So I think that in conjunction with just today being so active, it's really worn me out. So I looked on my health app on my iPhone and today I have done 37,500 steps. So I don't even know what that translates to in kilometres, but yeah, 37,500 steps. So I am drained. So my plan for tomorrow, on this occasion, I'm actually just going to listen to my body. My body is telling me to just chill out and slow down a bit, so I have decided that I'm not going to go into Athens. Now, to be honest, Athens I was kind of on the fence with, but I did want one day this cruise where I would have like a fake sea day, and out of all of our ports, it makes most sense for that to be Athens anyway, just due to the fact that I've been there a couple of times. I think I've seen most of the attractions, so I would be going to take the same photograph with me in the same position, just a couple of years older. So yeah, I'm not really that fussed on Athens, to be honest. So I will be staying on the ship. Now, for that reason, I won't be vlogging tomorrow because I have got tons of content from all of my other cruises that I need to sit and work through tomorrow. And yeah, that is going to absorb the majority of my day. I also want to spend tomorrow afternoon, while everyone is off the ship, putting together my full ship tour for Rhapsody. So yeah, it's going to be a busy day, but I'll be back with you guys the following day, which is when we're in Mykonos. Now that, no idea what to expect from Mykonos. I think it will be relatively similar vibes to what we saw today in Santorini. So I guess let's wait and see if Santorini or Mykonos is better. I have absolutely no idea at the moment. But yeah, look, that's it from me tonight. So if you've enjoyed this video, enjoyed seeing Santorini and a little taste into Royal Caribbean life over in this part of the world, then it'd be brilliant if you could jump down and give the video a thumbs up, which you can do just directly beneath. And if you'd like to join me on the rest of my ships this year and going forward, then you'd be more than welcome to subscribe to the channel as well. You can do that just directly underneath as well. So for now, I am going to retire into bed, and yeah, I'll catch up with all of you in my next video. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Brilliant. Cheers, guys. Bye.